So you may or may not have noticed, but when you do use a Qi2 enabled wireless charger with your iPhone, it tends to kind of overheat the iPhone while it's charging, especially if you're coming from a lower battery percentage. But if you're looking for a MagSafe Qi2 enabled charger that doesn't overheat your phone and actively cools it, I think we found the perfect one. Let's talk about it. So let's quickly unbox this charger and see what content we have in the box. So first and foremost, you are greeted with the paperwork, and then right underneath that is actually something that could be sold as a separate product, which is going to be the USB-C Apple Watch adapter, which does attach to this charger perfectly. But what's nice is that you can technically take this Apple Watch charger on the go and plug it into anything that has a USB-C port, because it does have a nice little cover for that USB-C port itself, which is something to take note of as kind of like an additional little cherry on top. But then also you do get a 30-watt charging brick in this packaging as well, which is getting rarer and rarer these days. You get the USB-C to USB-C cable and the charger itself. So a few things that stand out to me right away is, first off, the bright color, which I love the color that they go with. They have two different variants, the white and the black color, to match whatever aesthetic you're going for. And another thing that jumps out at me is just how sturdy this is, and also how elevated you actually get to have the MagSafe charger on there for your iPhone, which we will touch on in a second because it makes it beneficial if you are using it at a desk or at a nightstand. But to set this up is easy. Plug everything into the USB-C port, use the charging brick to the wall, and then also plug in the Apple Watch charger to the rear, which has a perfect place for it that's built for this 3-in-1 charger. Another little side note, if you really want to, you can actually plug in another USB-C cable and get a hardwired USB-C cable to charge something else that has a USB-C input. Just another little side note. So what I do really enjoy about this charger is that it's solving a bunch of problems in one. Of course, you do get the 3-in-1 nature of it, so you're getting true 15-watt Qi2 wireless charging for your iPhone via MagSafe. You have the fast charging of your Apple Watch, which supports pretty much any Apple Watch at this point. And then of course you get a wireless charger that'll charge up to 5 watts for your AirPods that do support wireless charging, or any other headphones that have wireless charging. But the differentiator is going to be the CryoBoost. So again, like I mentioned in the beginning, sometimes, especially if you're coming from a very low battery percentage, I've felt my iPhone get extremely warm when using MagSafe and Qi2. So having CryoBoost in there is an amazing thing to have, because there is a fan in there cooling the iPhone at the same time that it's charging. My wife actually has the original CryoBoost 3-in-1 charger, and it keeps her phone extremely cool to the touch, versus the one that I use on my nightstand before this one did heat up my iPhone substantially, especially since I don't use a case with my phone most times. Also, the magnets are extremely powerful on here, so you don't have to worry about your iPhone falling, and it supports things like standby mode. And because it is a little higher up and elevated, it's great for FaceTime calls, great to put on your nightstand, great to put alongside a monitor or something of that nature. So overall, the height, the build quality, and again, the ability to have the active cooling, and the fact that it also supports standby mode makes it a great alarm clock stand for your iPhone. I also wanted to briefly mention two other chargers that ESR has, the first one being their foldable 3-in-1, which again is a 3-in-1 charger that is also Qi2 certified, comes in a bunch of different colors, and again, it's made for travel, meaning that it folds up extremely compact with an Apple Watch charger, as well as an AirPods charger, and then of course, like I said, that Qi2 MagSafe wireless charger. And then lastly, I had to bring up their MagSafe Kickstand charger, which is essentially just a Qi2 MagSafe puck that goes onto the back of any iPhone, or anything that has Qi2 already enabled, like some Android phones, and it also has a built-in kickstand, so it's almost kind of like you're wired in, but with a little bit more flexibility, because of course this is magnetically attached and wirelessly charging. So again, if you want a charger that's going to be for your nightstand or for your desk, that's going to actively cool your phone, keep it nice and charged up, and make sure that it doesn't overheat, while also charging all of your auxiliary devices. And if you need something that's on the go as well that has the same Qi2, or even just a simple Qi2 wireless charging puck, ESR is going to be the way to go, with their 3-in-1 being my ultimate recommendation. But big shout out to ESR for partnering up with 9to5Mac on this video and continuing to support the channel, because it helps us make some awesome content in the future. But if you want to check these out, they'll be linked down below with some awesome deals going on. Definitely jump on them while you can. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace everyone. Definitely check it out. ESR makes some fantastic products, and I've used them even before they sponsor content. Peace.